Wait, going around the table on this,
there was no school
do you consider yourself a feminist?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Not in the sense that's being spoken at this podcast.
Not a blue hair
Not
feminist.
this new wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an anti-feminist.
I think that's a little bold. Wouldn't go that far for my personal
Thanks.
taste.
Anai. You said you want a provider. Sophia, you said you wanted a provider, right? So how do you reconcile being a
I've
feminist?
said
Hold on,
this
let me ask the
before.
question.
I've said this before.
I'll ask you again, though. How do you reconcile being a feminist, but also expecting a guy to be a provider and pay for everything and pay for first dates?
Just because I want everybody to have equity doesn't mean I can't have a provider.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not saying like, oh, every woman should label themselves as a feminist. I'm not like this, what she said, like a blue-haired feminist. Like, I very much like, I guess there's that stereotype that feminists like, oh, they don't shave, they're not submissive. But yes, they can be. And I feel like we're both like that.
When you say equity,
Yes.
what do you when you say equity, what do you mean by equity? Do you say we can have equity even though I have a provider and I'm not doing the providing? What's equitable there?
But you don't have
that's
to
not what I'm
provide to make a
saying.
relationship equal.
Yeah, so
I can
what's
also
meant
have
by
value
equity?
placed on myself by like, oh, I want to raise children or cook dinner at night for my husband. That can also be like providing a lot.
What about
but
that is
not in the same
equitable
sense.
though?
That it should be the same value should be placed on both. You need both to like have a nice running household.
Yeah. It's like,
So do you think that the value of the woman raising children is equal to the value of the man working?
Yes, children are very exhausting. And it's
Absolutely.
extremely laborious
Job.
task.
okay, if she babysits, I was babysitting for a while. I still kind of do babysit. Do you know how much a babysitter gets paid? A lot of money.
About
a lot
$4
of money.
an hour.
No.
How much did he say?
Much
No, it's a lot.
more.
Did he say $12 an hour?
No,
Yeah.
it's
Way more than that.
Plus, I would get paid extra for cleaning. I would help a lot in the households that I was working in. Do you think the woman is getting paid for that? No, that is hours and hours of unpaid labor.
That's why when you have two full-time working people who have two full-time demanding jobs, they usually have what? A nanny. They have to pay someone to do those jobs that the woman can no longer do because that mother is working a full-time job by raising those
When
kids.
you were babysitting those children, how old were they?
babies and all ages, actually. I've babysat so many ages.
And as children get older, they need less and less attention, correct?
That's a
No.
terrible
I was
thought
watching
process
like a
to have.
Not at
six-month-old.
all.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Not at
No.
all.
You're
I mean,
stuck
if-
with that for 18
You
years.
mean you
and
think a
sometimes
12-year-old
you
needs as
want
much
to-
There's
attention
obviously
as
a
an
time where
infant?
your
wanna
parents
raise
start,
your
like started
child
letting you stay
Age-
home alone. You know,
But it's
yeah.
still
Age doesn't
Yeah.
value.
Even still, you need to be taken care of. You need to be taught. You need
Yeah.
to like
Yeah,
have
same.
guidance in
A
life.
12
Yeah, but you're sending your kid off to a public school. You're not
Even a
teaching them
teenager
shit.
needs guidance and needs a parent.
Yeah, and
They're
they
not,
do
like,
get guidance. They get a
so
parent, but you outsource most of it by sending them off to a public
for
school.
example, right?
Hang on, let me finish. For most of the day, you send the child off to a public school.
So,
Because
okay,
it's
That's
required.
bad parenting
What
if
work
you're not
are
raising
you
your kid
really
outside of
putting
home.
in?
as an example, right, Andrew? So I want to have at least like 3 kids, right, about 4 years apart. So I might have one kid in full school, but I'm still gonna have one kid that needs to be home, right? You might have a kid that's sick one day. You might have a kid that you're taking this kid to soccer practice at this time, and then taking him to field trip at this time. And then I want to be like the mom that's like the not
Like the
PTO,
PTA
like
PTA mom.
the PTA mom. So I'm gonna be there. I want to be making lunch in the cafeteria for my kids. I'm taking
Going
them
on
on
the
their
field
field trips.
trips.
Yeah, that's not. It doesn't
yeah.
just stop once your kid reaches kindergarten.
doctor,
And also,
no,
you have
for sure
multiple
not.
kids that have multiple. My kids are gonna be doing a lot of shit.
What does
so
this
I'm
have
gonna
to
be
do with my point
that they don't-
still
you don't-
require, they
you
do
don't-
require
you don't
less
neglect
attention as
children.
they get older?
You don't
neglect
stop-
children once they get to school age.
You don't stop taking care of your kids once
That's
they're
not
in
my
school.
point.
Is my
Let me
point.
reiterate it one more time. Children require less attention the older they get. Yes
That's
or
not
no?
true.
I don't agree. No.
Teenagers
If you're
need
being a
lots of
good
attention.
parent, then no. Maybe
And
once
how many of you
they're
have
out of my
kids?
house, once
Would
they're
you
out of my house, they're
agree?
18. But no, you
And
should.
none of you have children.
No, but we
think
were.
that
I
they're-
would
they need more attention when
the
they're
same amount
younger.
of
I've worked
you
with
you think
children.
That's
you
the
think
stupidest
that
thing
a
someone can
child
say is that you
between
can't have an
the
opinion on a kid unless you have your own kid. We were all kids. We all experienced
How could you-
childhood.
Not that long ago.
How
I'm
could
sorry,
you-
but
sisters.
you being a teenager was like years and years and decades ago. But we were
Yeah,
teenagers
how
like
can
what,
you
2 or 3
believe
years ago?
that-
Sorry
yeah,
that
I've
you're an
raised
old
teenagers.
man.
What are you talking about, lady? Listen.
Doesn't seem like you were raising them.
Yeah, it
Obviously
doesn't sound like you're
requires
doing a good
far
job.
more. An infant obviously requires far more attention than a 12-year-old.
Sometimes that's not even true. They take naps for so
What if
much
you-
time in the
No,
day.
you can't leave a baby
You're crazy.
I know,
No,
but,
you- but
that's
how
like,
could you-
but it's taking
okay.
a nap.
If you want
What
to
are you
say
doing?
overall, yes.
And
but like,
children
what if
have
you
different
have?
needs.
I
But
was a
it's what he's
perfect.
saying is overall.
I know, but you could have a perfect baby, right? It could be the blessing. They sleep through the night, everything, and then
They
an
still would
incident
need more
happens.
attention.
Or what if they need? You realize when they're older that they had autism and you weren't dealing with it. You can have a child forever. What if you have a child with special
thing
needs?
is,
You can't
because
just
the
move
exceptions have nothing to
do
every
with it.
time.
But
You
he's
just-
bringing up
well,
this
what if a
point.
meteorite came out of the
He's-
sky and hit somebody? We're not talking about extreme
He's saying
outliers
that
here.
it's a difference because the man has to go to
Stop
work
it.
forever, and the woman,
Good to know.
once the kid's up, it's not the same amount of work and effort. But that's not true all the
like a
time.
24
You never
hour
know.
day.
You can't
need
just
to
say
be
that.
very-
That's how it's
Kiko,
going to
stop going for the extreme outlier
that's
every
not
time.
not
Again,
extreme.
do you think, generally speaking, that an infant requires more attention than a 12-year-old?
What? Okay, so what do you do in the? Hold on.
Attention, but not more
Just
attention.
answer the fucking question. How hard could this be?
Answer
Just
the
answer
fucking
it.
question.
Answer's
What do
the
you
same
do in the
question
summer
answer.
then? What do you do in the summer then? So
Oh my God.
I'm gonna
Are you
have that
gonna
12-year-old the whole
answer the
summer, right?
question?
I'm gonna have that baby the whole summer, right? I'm gonna have that 10-year-old the whole
Answer
summer, right?
the question.
I already answered it 3 times. I said fucking no.
Then just say
I said
yes or
fucking
no.
no. I said fucking no like 3 times. I think you need to
but
clean your fucking
then that's
ears.
3 times that you're delusional.
Oh, my
So you're
God.
3 times as delusional as you were the first time you said it. How could you possibly
Jesus
believe
Christ.
that an infant requires less attention than a 12-year-old, 13-year-old,
I didn't say less. I said
14-year-old?
the same.
You're
Less attention.
sending the 13, 14-year-old off, the 12-year-old off to a public school for 8 to 10 hours a day.
Okay,
8
and
to
then
10
you have
hours
to-
a day. The
I didn't
infants
know
are with
public
you
school was
24 hours a day.
365 days
They
a
can't
year.
even respond with their
Right.
needs. You have to
And then
anticipate
you
what
ask
their
a
needs are.
question
They
and then
can't
you don't
verbally
even listen to the
communicate with you.
answer.
They can't even tell you what they
Be
need.
with him the whole
Say you do send the kid off to school or whatever. Okay, how long is school? Till 12, or for most kids. And then if they're 4, 5, 6 years old,
Till 12?
yeah, like 12. If they're like 4 years old, that's like the earliest you can send them to a public school. It like gets out at 12. Okay, you pick them up.
Pizza.
You have, okay, and then what? The other kid gets
And
out
then
at
they go to the
1:30.
babysitter usually. Both parents are working, right?
No, not if you're
Not a lot of
Many
people
kids do
can,
that.
yeah.
One point is this
That was the
movie,
whole
so it's
point.
not
The
the
whole
majority.
point, yeah, the whole
Dude.
point here, what we're talking about is that the woman is staying home and is the one, the caretaker
Okay,
of the
so
children
the woman
and the
stays home,
household.
and then
she
at
has,
noon,
let me
the
finish,
4-year-old comes
Andrew.
back home.
Let me finish because you're actually pissing me off because you don't know how to just shut up and listen to the girls. Like you
Lady,
think you're
do you
this
think
man.
that I've been
you think
talking
you're this
less than
big,
you?
You think you're this
You've been
big,
interrupting
huge man
more.
that can just interrupt us, and it's getting fucking annoying. Like just shut
Nobody
up.
gives a shit what you think, you stupid scamp.
Whoa,
Answer my
let's be nice.
question.
No
That's
insult.
like
No, no, no.
so many times.
Oh my
Answer
God.
my question. I don't need self-righteous indignation. Just
You're
answer the
saying
question.
that?
Hold on,
How fucking old are you talking
Hey,
to a 21-year-old
hey,
like that?
How old do I need to be before I call a spade a spade?
Banks, Andrew Banks.
Childish
Andrew Banks,
as fuck.
Put your swords away. Put
Yeah,
your
I
swords.
mean,
Listen,
here you are
this is
spurting at
You're
the top of the
intimidating.
because I ask
I'm gonna pull the
basic
same
questions.
shit I
Freak
did
out.
with MLD.
Okay,
You're
guys,
intimidated.
guys, guys.
Just listen to the girls.
Whoa,
the girls
holy
don't even
shit,
make
that
any
was
sense.
fucking high pitch.
This one girl over here
Holy
just
shit.
got done telling me that an infant,
Thank you,
when
AB
it comes
check.
to an infant, they
Thank you, AB
require
check.
less attention.
I never said fucking less. I said the
Hey,
same.
guys.
I never
It's the
said less.
same.
God damn.
And said it 3 times. Made sure to say no 3 times.
Okay, moving
really
on.
listens.
Moving on. That was
I really thought he
eventful.
was
That was
gonna
an
be better,
eventful
too.
conversation.
I'm really disappointed.
Actually.
Going back to Ov Gray
Such
over
a
here.
baby.
My final thoughts
Gray.
on the whole Ov Gray.
Of gray. Like
Of gray.
Of
like
Gray.
OF, but make it sound like a V a little bit.
I don't know. You should maybe you should change your fictional.
It was
name.
actually OF. It was actually OF gray, and people thought that I had an OnlyFans, so I
Yeah,
actually
so
had
it's
to change
of
it
gray.
to
Just say
OB.
of gray.
Cool story.
You
So okay, the whole like feminist, but for the general population. But I'm personally traditional in my own relationship dynamic. It's like modernity when it benefits you, and tradition when it benefits you. So typically, the way that looks is modernity for women, tradition for men.
No.
Men have to adhere to their traditional gender roles, while you guys can continue being modern women, dressing provocatively, doing sex work,
How is it?
doing
how-
sex work.
Okay, first of all, she's saying that she
It's
wants,
literally.
she just understands that not everybody wants what she has.
Why-
Some people want
let
that.
her talk.
Because
You-
you're not listening to what she's
Yeah.
saying. She said it like multiple times, and you guys aren't understanding
Kiko
it.
No,
is
but it's
more-
it's hard for me to wrap my head around it because it's like
That-
again,
Are you jealous?
want
So
you want
she
to
wants
be
other
stop,
women to have
stop,
that.
Stop, Kika. Let me finish. You want to be a modern woman, when it benefits you, and you want tradition when it benefits you.
But who are you referring to?
All y'all, sort of, kind of?
No, I said I would still be traditional. I would
Wait,
still
but you
be in a
said you're like
household
super
with feminist-
progressive and
Yeah, I
liberal.
said I'd bow to my
Because
man.
they understand that they want that, but those three right there, or
I
those
can
two
fix
literally
you.
want
said
that.
I'd
So
bow.
they
I can fix you.
It's not the whole.
No, you can't.
I-
I'm extremely stubborn.
Wait, what?
I'm extremely stubborn. You cannot.
I can correct
No,
your path.
I think that everything's like.
I'll fix you.
People just do their own thing. If you want to be a certain religion, be a certain religion, whatever. I never said that I wouldn't be traditional. I literally said my job is like raising
I'll get a
children.
bow.
I
One
wanna
of
be
these- one day I'll get a bow. I'll get a bow.
I can be
Okay,
with
here.
my children over the summer.
I was basically raising children until I came onto this podcast. Who
I
made
really
me sound
No,
know
you're
my
not
goal.
raising children.
Yes, you don't know what the
Taking-
fuck
Wait,
I was
no, no,
doing.
no, 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 no.
Babysitting kids.
Wait,
You're not
wait.
raising children.
You
You
don't know,
don't know what the fuck I was
doing.
doing.
Yeah,
You don't know what the
dude.
fuck I was doing. So who the fuck are you to say
Okay,
that I know?
raising children. I can't wait to hear
He was
it.
so mean.
I
to
would,
her.
yeah. Bitch,
I
you shut up.
see Latina.
That's a terrible. Yeah, I mean,
I
so
see
many
You don't know what the fuck I was
nannies.
doing.
It's more than.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were
Wait, guys,
fucking fly on the wall
one
spying
at a
my every
time.
fucking
One at a
move.
time. Hey,
Raising.
all right. We get it.
Some
we get it.
nannies and
Spicy.
babysitters.
I
with
was
them
literally
more than
getting
their
called
parents are.
mom.
I need
I was
mallet.
getting called
Give me
mom.
the fucking mallet. Give me the judge mallet. Hold on.
Okay, but
Okay, listen, everyone. Can we please yield to Brian when he's like tries to slow
Yeah, you
things
guys
down?
got
Sure.
You guys got.
Brian's having a great time.
I've got my fucking judge mallet here, so if I slam on this, y'all shut the fuck up, okay? I need y'all. Order.
I've been on here like 9 times.
Wait, can
and
you
I've
hide?
Never seen this.
I've.
to answer your
Wait,
question,
hold on.
What's the costume?
What?
What's the
Order in the
costume?
fucking toxic podcast studio. What?
What's the fit about?
Did you like it?
No,
you
I
see
think it
yourself
could be
dating?
better.
Can it not be
Hey.
like him?
Prince colors,
Could you-
blue and yellow.
So I will tell you guys. I will tell you guys what this costume is. You can bring Andrew back. Bring him back. Okay, there's the mallet. This is a Chilean military uniform.
Why do you have it?
Let's just say I've got connects in Chile. Listen, I'm a well-traveled man. I'm a well-traveled man. I've been to South America, and I could, now that I have this though, I'm probably barred. I probably can't go
I
to
wouldn't go
Chile,
to Chile.
because you actually, it's only the military is supposed to.
Yeah, how'd you get it?
I think
I
he's scared.
trafficked it.
He probably can't
No,
disclose.
no, I'm kidding.
He's like,
So this is a Chilean military uniform. Chile, it's a country in south.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just, some people don't know. They might think that's in the Middle East somewhere. Who knows?
God.
Now you might be wondering, Brian. It looks a little bit like a sort of more a Prussian uniform.
Like a Nazi?
Excuse me. No. I will say though that Chile, starting in the early 1900s, maybe even the late 1800s, their military was very influenced by the Prussian style of military dress and the way that they kind of organized their military.
Dio41
So-
donated $200.
Oh, he's back.
Andrew, I saw in the comments
what the
that you
fuck,
have
Nick?
5 kids and
Bro, Nick,
homeschool.
what are you doing?
Respect.